Hello guys, hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I hope everybody's doing good. And today I'm back with one of my students' interview. He has been able to clear the GARP SCR exam in October 2023. And he's going to be talking about his journey of preparing for the exam, the challenges that he faced, and unique problems that he faced, and how he was able to manage those problems and clear the exam. So we have with us Shailish. Shailish, thank you very much for taking out time. Right now, you are in Scotland and you have given the exam in Scotland itself. So if you can give a brief about yourself, a brief introduction about yourself, and when did you give the first attempt, and a brief about that.
So hey everyone, I'm Shailish. I am right now in Scotland and I'm a risk professional. I have roughly 13 years of experience. This is something which I wanted to do from very start because when climate stress was a very hot topic, there was a climate scenario that Bank of England did, which I closely did the stress test of that. So that is something which I got aware of, that what is climate stress and what are the things that I can learn from it. So I did it by myself in my organization, and that's why I wanted that this is something I want to do, and this was something which I was planning to do. So yeah, I did that. That was my second attempt, and it was very nice to clear it. And all thanks to you, sir. It was all your content.
The first attempt, that was in April 2023.
Yeah.
What happened at that point in time?
Sir, what I did is I enrolled it and I saw the book. Honestly, I thought like it's only 160, 170 chapters. I am a BTech background. My background is engineering background. I thought like you can clear it. You have cleared all the exam by prepping on last day. This is a very small book. So I spent roughly 4 or 5 days on this. And when I started reading it, it is very huge. No doubt the book seems very small, but the content is very, very huge. And I think by chapter 3 or 4, I lost everything. Like I was not able to retain anything. And I realized at that point of time, it will be a miracle that I'll be able to clear it in April 23. And you won't believe that I was able to complete my paper in 1.5 hours because most of the question I was not able to relate. So, and I knew that it's very, very rare possibility that I'm going to clear it. But yeah, after giving that particular paper, I realized one thing, that this is something I need to do and I can do it, that's for sure. So, which is why I was very inclined to give it in October 23. But obviously, my shift was happening. I was moving from India to Scotland at that point of time only. But still, I was very much mentally prepped. No, I have to give this year only. And that's why
So you registered for October 2023?
Yeah, I registered when I moved over here. So I registered that because there was a discount if you're not able to clear. Yeah. So that's why I was very clear that I have to give it. So when I reached here, I think I reached in end of August. So in September, I registered for it, but I have not started preparing for it because I was busy in shifting and all.
And when did you join us? Join Fintelligent?
Sir, it was very late. I joined you roughly second week of October, and I had my paper on 28th of October. So very late.
So roughly you had around 2 weeks in hand to prepare.
Yes, sir.
And before this, after your April exam, till the time you joined us, did you read anything on your own in terms of GARP book or anything?
Sir, it was only GARP book. I read it, but again, it was the same thing as in April 23. I was not able to retain the concepts. Yeah, some of the things okay, because as I told you, like I did stress test, climate stress test. Some of the things were very basic for me, but many things were going like I was not able to relate it. So which is why I thought like I need some supplement for this particular one. Otherwise, this year also it will be the same story as April 23. So then I decided no. Then I started searching on Google and all, and like it was your content, and I saw some of your demo lectures, and then I decided no, this is something I can relate with, and I like to go ahead with that only.
So what exactly happened in that 2 weeks? What was your time schedule? How was your flow of preparation in that 2 weeks?
Like as you know, it was only 2 weeks. I had very, very less time. So what I did is, first thing that I did is because I was not sure whether I was able to give this particular test or not, or because in my mind I was looking like, first I will see the complete content of your lectures, If I'm able to relate it, then I will give it. Else, I will defer it to April 24. But when I saw your 1 or 2 videos, I thought like this is something I can do. Like your video was at a very, I will say, balanced pace that I can comprehend, I can relate to it, and then I was able to retain the concept. So 1 or 2 days, I just saw a few of your videos, and
Okay.
then I was able to retain it. Then I decided, no, I'll be giving this particular exam. Then I went to GARP and I registered for 28th October. And then what I did is I took off from my office like for 1 week. And for that 1 week, I solely was relying on your videos, only videos. I will say, even not even the slide. I was just looking at your videos, and some of the things which I found that this is something which is very important, which you were mentioning in your videos as well. I used to write it down that, okay, this is something, not a complete stuff, that this is something I want to come back to it and just want to retain myself. Like, okay, seems to be very important stuff.
Okay.
So that is what I did. Like on a daily basis, I used to study, I will say 3 to 4 hours in that particular week. And my target was like in the starting, my target was that I want to revisit your all the videos for all the 8 chapters. One, I
Okay.
will go through it throughout, and then again also I want to revise the concepts. So that was
Okay.
my plan.
And in terms of solving of the question bank, what was the approach?
So this is something which I always did from my BTech background. Like I never used to solve it once I am done with the concept, because I thought like it's fresh in my memory. Maybe most of the question I'll be able to mark it right. So what I did is like 2, 3 chapter first, and
Mhm.
then I'll do one mock paper, one subject wise question paper. So what I used to do is 3 chapters, and then your first chapter mock paper one, second chapter mock paper one. But for third chapter, no, I will do it when I'm going to
Okay.
do it another 2 or 3 subject chapters. So that's the point. Like I tried and I was able to do it like all the one. So whatever the
Okay.
question paper that you had, I did
So you
thoroughly.
completed, so each chapter had 4 quizzes. So you completed all
Four,
the 4 quizzes
all,
properly.
all,
Then after that, how many mock papers did you solve, the Fintelligent mock papers?
all. I
Okay,
did
all
all.
4.
What I did is like 3 mock papers. I deliberately kept. What I did is deliberately kept like your chapter wise mock paper 4 for all the subjects, and one mock paper I left it for the last day. That this is something I will do
Acha.
at the last.
Okay.
And 3 3 3 for each subject. I did it whenever I was planning for it. And the fourth one and the last mock paper was something I kept it for the last, that I'll be doing at the last day to
Okay.
refresh
Okay. So
everything.
basically, just for the audience, so you have, for each chapter, you have 4 quizzes. Then you have 4 mocks also, which is the complete mock. So you have completed the chapter-wise quiz, you completed 3, and then 3 mocks. You left one chapter-wise quiz and one
Exactly.
mock at the last day. And
Last.
then, so you completed, what was the average score you were getting in those mocks?
Sir, I was getting roughly, I will say 53 to 60. I
Okay.
was hovering between 53 to 60. And like I messaged you as well because I didn't know what's the passing, sir. And you said like, if you are getting this, you'll be fine. Just keep on refreshing this concepts and all.
Okay. Then what happened on the day, before, 1 day before the exam?
Uh, don't ask, sir. Don't ask. Like this was, I don't know, like maybe most of the people have faced this kind of issue, and thanks to you for your advice. But yeah, I'll tell to the viewers what has happened. So my paper was on 20th October, and on 27th October at 5 o'clock, I got an email from the center that we cannot conduct your paper and you have to reschedule your paper. Now, obviously, I was on 20th October, and GARP paper is till 29th of October only. So there was only 1 day left.
Hmm.
So what I did is I immediately went to the GARP website and saw if there any other location available, and there was no location available. Then I reached out to you and I asked that this is something which has happened to me, and I obviously don't want to defer it to 2024. And you said like, okay, just reach out to GARP, just call them. Don't do mails because you don't have much time. Just call them directly and say that you want to give the paper. Just give us some alternative. So I did the same thing. I reached out to GARP. I called them and they said like, okay, there is one center available, but it was 350 kilometers away from my place. And I was roughly at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. at my place, and I have to go it on the next day. I said like, if I have to go it, I have to travel very early in the morning and I have to book tickets and all. can there be any alternative left? They said, no, this is the only option and this is the only place which is left. So then I again called you back, and it was very late at your time, and you thankfully picked up my call, and you said like, okay, Shailish, I know this is very difficult for you, but I will suggest go ahead for it. Otherwise, you are in a flow, you have prepared well. So I'll suggest just go for it. There will be, I will say, one time effort for you, but it will be worthwhile. So I followed that particular advice, and that's what I did. And I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning. My train was at 4 o'clock, and my paper was starting from 9ish. So I had like there was 4 hours travel in the train. So I had traveled it. I reached at 8:30 that venue, and I started giving my paper at that point of time.
Okay, how was the paper?
Sir, honestly, first 15-20 minutes, I was not able to comprehend anything. Maybe I was exhausted because of my journey, or I don't know. It was a mental blocker. Like I was reading, like I think in 15 minutes, I read 5-10 questions. Like I was able to read the English, but I was not able to comprehend those, like what it is saying. Then I just took some step back, and I said like, okay, I will give some myself some time. And I think 5-10 minutes, I took a break, I took a water and all, and then I was able to understand it. And the paper, I felt like whatever your content you have shared, it was more than enough. And honestly, you have suggested some of the additional readings, which Garp also mentioned. I was not able to do it because of the time crunch.
Okay.
And I didn't find that it was a blocker for me, because many of the concepts and some of the question, like from the Garp sample, where it was repeated, like not much, but yeah, 3-4 paper questions were repeated. And it was simple, like not very simple, but yeah, it was okay for me. Like I was able to understand it. And then I divided my time where I was getting confused that, okay, what is the option? Should I come back again or not? So I flagged it. And again, in that particular paper, my like aim was that I want to revisit every question that I have attempted.
Okay.
So like this is the first time that has happened, like because I told you in April 23, I was able to complete my paper in 1.5 hours. And this time it was complete 3 hours, because I was visiting all the question again. And some of the question in the starting, which I was not able to understand, when I revisited back, I was able to understand it.
Okay. And when you came out of the exam, what was the number in your mind that, okay, I'll get this much correct?
I was very confident. So like I just called my like parents and my wife. I told like I will be able to clear this, because like you get that feeling. Like when I gave in April 23, I got that vibes. No, no way. It will be a miracle that I'll be able to go through.
Right.
But this time I was very confident that yeah, it will be done. There was no number, sir, but yeah, I was, because obviously it is based on percentile. So I was thinking whatever the percentile is, I will be able to clear it.
Throughout this entire journey, now because see the results are out, you have cleared the exam. What is the most challenging thing that you found when from April till like this exam in your entire preparation? What is the most
Sir, I
challenging?
will say that major problem is that like GARP content is very nice. You have everything, but like I wanted to have something that I can relate to or I can understand with examples. So like it's a very theoretical exam, and it tests you with a deep concept that you're possessing, because it's a all case study program, the test that you have to give. So that is something which I find very challenging till the time I got your videos. So like I was finding it like, okay, I am able to comprehend it, but what is the practical application of it? How can I relate it into my day-to-day world? That is something, because then only I was able to retain the concept that, okay, what is this, what is that, and all.
Right.
I think your videos, that's why I was saying like 2 weeks was very less time, but because of your videos, it helped me and it gave me the confidence that, yeah, I'll be able to clear it, given these are the content that I have to follow. That's it. And I was sticking to the plan that these are my videos and this is the only thing that I have. I have to watch it and I have to follow all the question papers, mock papers, and that's it. And then the last I give the GARP mock paper, but it was same as what you have added in your video. So there was no need to go to the GARP website to give the mock paper, GARP mock paper. So that was my all plan, because that was the thing which was different from April 2023 to March 23, October 23, because in April 23, I started very late, but it was too much because I was not able to comprehend anything. Like I was just reading just for the sake of reading that, okay, I have to complete all the 8 chapters. But
Right.
this time I was able to retain it.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Now, if I can ask you 3 tips from your own experience how to clear the exam. So for any new students who is planning to go for SCR, how they should do it, or what are the 3 tips?
First of all, don't take it very easily. It's not easy exam. Obviously not as tough as FRM, which I have seen in your videos, but it's not that straightforward. Don't take it very lightly. And the thing is, if you think about it, if you're sure about it that you can clear, you will definitely clear. Just stick to the plan. Like, I started very late, very, very late. But by looking at your content, I was very confident that I can go through it. And the only thing that I made sure is that I have to answer all of the question that you have provided. And because obviously I was not able to answer all of them correctly, so I used to revisit those. Like, once I am done with the one set of revision, I used to revisit those and used to redo it, so to see how many of them I'm making it correct, so that it is giving me confidence. And wherever it was wrong, I used to find the reason, that what's the reason why it is wrong. So I will say that's the thing, that if you have to follow, you have to just make yourself a plan, and that, okay, this is something not necessarily what I have done, but you have to make a plan and you have to follow it. And only thing is, solve all the questions that, if they are going with your videos, definitely all the questions were very helpful. They were related to whatever GARP sample paper is giving us, or even the GARP final paper which is coming. It was very similar to that, obviously, and it helped me, like, because when you know what is going to come, you are very confident. Okay, yeah, this is something which I have heard,
Right.
this is something which I have seen. Obviously not exactly same, but yes, this is something you have read about it.
Okay.
So that helped me a lot.
Wonderful, wonderful. So great, Shailish. I mean, this conversation is going to be very helpful for a lot of students, especially the challenges that you face starting out late, one day before the exam, and because the easiest option was always to defer, right?
Exactly.
But you chose, so you took the decision that, okay, I'll go ahead and give the exam. I think so. I mean, the universe only helps those who take the risk to do it. And that's actually helped in your preparation also. Because if you normally ask any student, will you be able to clear in 2 weeks? The answer is going to be no. Okay. But the amount of time that you put, that amount of time, dedication you put, that is what makes a very big difference. Because I know people who have prepared for 6 months, they have not been able to clear. Because it is more about consistency, how you continuously read. Because then, even if you start 6 months early, you're not consistent in your preparation, it will show up in your result. I think so. That was one of the point that changed the game for you in the last. So I'm very sure that this overall experience of yours is going to be very, very helpful to a lot of students who are going to be there in the future, going to give the SCR exam. So thank you very much for sharing your journey.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks to you, sir. And one more thing, the NDA disclosure, like, please guys, please make sure, because this is something you told me and I was not in that state, but the guy at the Pearson one, he told me again, reminded me, just accept it, don't read it, because it's 1 minute is very
1 minute,
time.
yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a very, very crucial thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Shailish.
Thank you, sir.